Hello, fifth graders. Tie Tuesday today. All dressed up, ready to go on a Tuesday. So crazy news, huh? I don't know if your teachers and parents told you, but it looks like you hybrid kids are coming back to 4 days a week, going to actual school almost. Can you believe it? So hopefully that means that we can do something cool for the end of fifth grade for you all. Some kind of, graduation or a little bit of thing, a little bit of celebration since you guys have had such an amazing year. So welcome back. It's going to be good to hear your energy and see you guys every day. I'll try to stop more by this week and give you a what's up. I know that Francisco out there is dying to see that fish race. Well, probably next week. I know I keep putting it off, but it'll be nice when all the kids are here. It'll be a lot easier to have the fish race with everybody. With that said, my big news for today is I'm going to skip actually to this slide right here. It says the math quiz that was last Friday. Let me show you where that is actually. So if you go to your Google Classroom, now I know this is the Trojans, but if you go to any Google Classroom, you're going to have to look back to last week and then find it where it says Math Friday, last Friday, Snow Cone Prep Quiz 1. It's right there. Okay. Please remember to bring your proof paper to give it to Miss Lindsay or Miss Smith, either on Thursday when you come to school, or hopefully the kids brought it today, or somehow you can email me a picture so I can give you that extra point. But that is going to be due Wednesday. Okay. No matter what, I'm giving you a 0 if you're not done Wednesday. Okay. If you had Friday, the weekend, Monday, Tuesday, and you're still not done, because tomorrow I'm going to go over the answers in class. Part of what we're going to do in Math Rotation 2 with all of you is we're going to go over the math quiz. So I can't go over it and give you the answers. Okay. So please make sure you do that. It's also great practice for the snow cone prep test, which I'll remind you is going to be May 13th and 14th, a couple of weeks from now. So please be studying those blue flashcards. We will mention these later. Okay, blue flashcards. And, yes, your homework tonight, we're not going to have time to go over these in the video, meaning like practice these problems, but most of them you've already seen. We've been practicing them. You're going to have this sheet. So start getting this sheet and trying to find it. It is the one that says warm up on it. And then if you look on the back, of course, this is what it looks like on the back. So this is what you're looking for in your math today. All right. So what are we going to do today? We're going to start out with the problem of the day. Then we are going to correct that Jell-O anyone so you can see what your answers were. How much Jell-O could fit in the Great Pyramid at Giza. I don't know if you guys did that in class. It's very possible we got a different answer. It really depends how you convert things. The overall thing was just have the process of doing a 3-act math and just exploring it, trying to look stuff up on the internet. Those skills are really what's important, not the final answer. And the final answer is just a lot. Okay, we'll actually figure it out, but the answer is it takes a lot of Jell-O to fill the Great Pyramid at Giza. Okay, but let's start with what's a problem of the day. So what I would like you to do in your math notebook somehow, we're not going to take a lot of notes today. Okay, we're just going to be looking at our own work and studying our flashcards. So really, you can just do it in your notebook. You don't need to label your notebook and everything. You certainly can. That's always good to do. But we're just going to really do one math problem. And here it is. What is the sum of 67 times 10 to the 5th power? So you got to go wait. And 15,000. So the first thing you have to know is, what does sum mean? Add, subtract, multiply, or divide. It's on your blue cards, or on your blue flashcards. Plus, you learned it, I think, starting in 2nd or 3rd grade. What is sum? And then remember, how do you do 67 times 10 to the 5th power? There's a little trick to it. Remember our theme this week. I remember. I think. Remembering all that stuff. And then you have to do whatever sum means with 15,000. So I'll give you a second to try to do that. Obviously, pause the video and try it on your own. Or Miss Lindsay and Miss Smith, you can guide them. And then we'll pop over and take a look at what the answer is. All right. So first of all, let's look at, what does sum mean? Let me try to find that flashcard really quick. Just to keep referring back to these. See, remember on the flashcards here, 5th graders? Keywords, product times, quotient divide, sum add, difference subtract. So sum is adding. Next, how do you do 67 times 10 to the 5th power? You just do 67 with, that's right, 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now yesterday, and you'll see this with the Jell-O, when you're dealing with really big numbers, it's good to put in the comma so you can kind of tell what this is. A lot of kids start here and put a comma, and bad habit. You always start in the ones place and go 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3, comma. So 6,700,000. Then sum meant add, so you do plus, and then you just do 15,000 and 15,000. So the big keys to this is knowing what sum meant and remembering how to multiply by an exponent. So now it's easy. 0, 0, 0, 5, 1, 7, 6. Cover 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3, comma. Yeah, 6,715,000. Not too bad. All right, since we're over here, let's jump into our flashcards. And then we will go back to, let's go to the flashcards now, and then we will dive back into Jell-O anyone. Okay, so with these flashcards, if you're at home, I'm going to do a small pause and see if you can answer the question before I do it. If you've been studying these by now, honestly, it's been 2 weeks. You should know all of these. There may be 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. You're like, well, shoot, I don't remember that one. Or I remember that one, I think, the theme for this week. But a lot of them you should know. Now, if you haven't been studying, then it's just a random guess or you're trying to pull something out of it. If you don't practice, you're not going to remember. Okay? For Miss Lindsay and Miss Smith, after I go through them all, maybe you could take the time to do partner work so you have a little bit more time, where they study for a minute, partner 1 asks partner 2 asks partner 1, and then you ask them as a class and give some points or treats or, I don't know, something. All right, here we go. Formula for volume is length times width times height, base times height. How many inches in a foot? 12. How many ounces in a pound? 16. How many meters in a kilometer? Kilo means Sorry, I'm back. I had to go do something. I'll tell you what I was doing in a second. Sorry. Kilo means 1,000. Kilo means 1,000. Centimeter means, what does centi mean? 100. Alex has 4 friends. They share 2 pizzas. How much does each friend get? Stuff over people. What kind of problem is this? Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. How about this one? Factor tree. How do you move on a coordinate grid? Over on the X, up on the Y. Hopefully you're able to beat me on a lot of those. What kind of problem is this? Repeated adding or put it over 1 and multiply straight across. How about this one? It's 12 divided by 5. This one, multiply straight across. This one, multiplying 4-box area model. This one, start with the whole number, end with the whole number. So the answer would be 12. How about this one? Start with the fraction, end with the fraction. The number would be 1/12. How about this one? Stack it. How about this one? 3 divided by 4. All the answers, again, are on the back. All right, let's take a look at this one, this page. Hey, we've already done this one. What do we do here? Multiply straight across. Here, line up the decimal. Here, ignore the decimal. Multiply normally, then count how many numbers are on behind the decimal. 1, 2, 3, and put it back. How about this one? Go straight up. Divide normally. What can go into both 9 and 12? Divide by what? Top and bottom each by 3. Good job. What does of mean? Multiply. 10 to the 4th power is 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, or 10,000. And name 4 quadrilaterals. 4 four-sided shapes. Square, rectangle, rhombus, trapezoid, and parallelogram. I just gave you 5. All right, one more page. What is a parallelogram? Four-sided shape with 2 sets of parallel lines. 2 sets of parallel lines. A trapezoid is not a parallelogram. Skip this one. How about right here? Right triangle? What if they're all the same? Equilateral triangle. 2 of them are the same. Isosceles, scalene. How do you do this? You just make a number line and put x's above it. Product is times. Quotient is divide. Sum is add. Difference is subtract. What about the letter D? Where's the letter D? Well, the only place value I've ever asked you to multiply by, memorize is the one behind the decimal called the 1/10. All right, how do you multiply by 1,000? You move the decimal 1, 2, 3 spots. You just go 1, 2, 3. Bryce, make sure you move it that way. How about dividing by 100? Move it to this way, 1, 2. And finally, what is missing? I asked you that yesterday. What is missing? It's 600 thirds. You're like, wait, what? Yeah, 1,000 thirds matches, 60 thirds matches, 4 thirds matches, but this should be 800 thirds. But you already have 200 thirds, so you need 600 thirds. Look. All right, with all of that said, let's dive in, give everybody time to get out their Jello assignment. Let's take a look at something very interesting. As you're getting that out, I got to go check on something. I'll tell you what I'm checking on. Let me Jello anyone. Okay, get this out. Okay, my dramatic pause, 5th graders, is I'm trying to print the Iron Man face shield today. It takes 18 hours to print, and it's laying down the base right now. So I was getting nervous because I heard some weird sound over there, and it looks like it's still printing okay. But I don't know. Everything I've learned up till now in my 3D printing skills, we're going to see if it prints our face shield or not. 18 hours. I'll let you know by tomorrow. I'll show you guys how it turns out, even if it's an epic fail. Okay. So if you did not already do this, Jello anyone, shoot, I'm sorry you didn't get a chance to do it because it was fun. There was a video, first of all, on the Great Pyramids, and you were supposed to put 1 thing you noticed, 2 things you wondered about. We are going to be studying volume, how much could fit inside something. We talked about this yesterday. You're supposed to make your estimate at how many packets of Jello would need to fill the Great Pyramid. Then what are 3 things you would need to know in order to solve that? Now, some examples that would have been good there is I need to know how tall the pyramid is, how wide the pyramid is, how long the pyramid is, how much a box of Jello makes. These are all things you need to know and look up in order to do the problem. Then came the actual math, okay? Now, the formula that you're used to is length times width times height, which is true. But for a pyramid, a square pyramid, it's base times height. So the area of the bottom times the height, how tall it is, and then you divide by 3. And we talked about that yesterday. So first thing I got to look up is how tall is the Great Pyramid? Well, I already looked that up on Google. One sec, I got to check the thing quick. Okay, it is 455 feet tall, right? So we jump back to here, and we type 455 feet. How big is the base of the pyramid? Well, I already looked up that for you. The base of the pyramid, now, this is the thing that we didn't talk much about, but if you are doing feet, everything has to be in feet. Okay, so when it says right here, meters, M, that's different. If you go to hectares, that's different. You want to stick with feet, so it says 756 feet. But that's one side. So remember, you have to do the area of the base, length times width. So we're going to take 756 times 756. So let's get out the calculator. I said you could use the calculator. So we have 756 times 756 equals. Now you got to remember, what is that big number? That is the area of the base. So the bottom level. But the formula, remember, is base times height. So now you have to times it by the height. Well, we do have the height. The height's right there, 455. So we take this number and times it by 455. Whoa, that's a big number. Is that what we use? No, because the formula, again, says take the base times height, which I just did. Now divide by 3. When you take 1/3 of something, you divide by 3. So we go back, take this same number, and divide by 3. And basically, and I've looked at different things online. I've seen anywhere from what we just did, 86 million cubic feet, or I've seen also online 91 million. So it depends what you use. So I'm going to take this number right here, and I'm going to copy it, Control-C, go back to here, and what is the volume of the pyramid? Control-V. Now I go 3 comma, remember 3 spots for a comma, 1, 2, 3. This helps me read my number, and I go comma, 1, 2, 3, comma. So basically 86,682,960 cubic, that's going to be important later, feet. Uh-oh, thing's making weird noise again. Got to give me a second. Okay. What was the base? The base was like, remember, I'm going to skip that one because it was that other number, and now I'm just going to keep going. We got to get, this video's already getting long. Okay. So now we got to figure out how much Jell-O. Now, this again, I found different things online, but basically the number I used and found was 8 cups of Jell-O. Okay? There's 8 cups of Jell-O. So then you got to ask yourself, well, how many ounces in a cup? There would be, well, actually it was 8.5. 8.5 ounces in a cup, which would mean how many ounces are in a cup? 8. You could just ask Google this, actually. So let's ask. How many ounces in 8.5 cups? 68. Okay, so let's go back here. Sorry. 68 ounces. How many cups? Oh, this is it. So I changed it to ounces. If you stuck with cups, that's fine. I'm going to go with, you could do it either way. I'm going to stick with ounces. I'm going to ask how many ounces are in a cubic foot. Because remember, the volume is in cubic feet. So we got to stay in cubic feet. So let's ask Google. How many ounces in a cubic foot? Not ouches, ounces. Basically, 958. Now, how am I getting that? It's 957 with all these decimals, but I'm going to take the 5, you see, and the 5 tells me to make the 7 into an 8. I'm going to round to what's called the nearest whole number. So it's going to become 958. Okay, so back to our thing. How many ounces? 958 ounces. Okay, so if a box of Jell-O, a big box of Jell-O, the 12-ounce box of Jell-O, can make 68 ounces, we have to see how many 68s, so how many boxes it would take to do 1 square foot. So a cubic foot looks like this. A foot, right, by a foot, by a foot. So it's about this big. How much Jell-O fits in something about this big? Remember, there's 86 million of these, creating the volume of the Great Pyramid. So one of these takes how many boxes of Jell-O? To get that number, you got to do 958 divided by 68. Okay, 958. Try to remember that. Where's our calculator? 958 divided by 68 equals, basically, now don't be scared of this number. See all those decimals? None of those matter. All that really matters is 14. It basically takes 14 boxes, kind of a lot. It takes 14 boxes of Jell-O to fill the whole pyramid? No, to fill one section of the 86 million. So then how do you get your final answer? You have to take the 86 million and divide it by the boxes. How many boxes? Remember, for every cubic, 14. So Go back to this number. I'm just going to copy and paste it. I know you guys are like, really? We were supposed to do this? Some kids actually did figure it out. And it's just fun, you guys. Just fun to look this up and think about it and try to convert. And if you got it wrong, and it's totally okay. Okay? So let's go back to here and paste this in there. It'll let me paste it. It is not. Okay, that's all right. No stress. I have a backup. So it was 86 million. Shoot, what is the number? I thought I had it. 86, 682, 682. Should have wrote it down. 960. 960 divided by 14 boxes to fill every one of those. Here's our big number. How much will it take to fill the Great Pyramid? There it is, fifth graders. You're like, well, I don't even know what that number is. It's okay. Wait till we put our commas in. Control-C. I couldn't read it either. Like, when I look at that, it just looks like a lot of numbers. But watch, when I go back to my final answer here, and I put that right here. Now, let's do our commas. 1, 2, 3, comma. 1, 2, 3, comma. There it is. Boxes of Jell-O. It will take 6,191,640 boxes of Jell-O. That's a lot of boxes of Jell-O to fill the Great Pyramids. Okay? Remember that math quiz is due tomorrow, and you do have one math assignment that you're going to do in your, well, actually, you don't have to do it in your notebook because you're actually going to physically have this. But I am going to put a picture of this up on Google Classroom. It's the one that says warm up. But you'll also see a picture of it in Google Classroom if you want to do it. Oh, so you can do it in your notebook if you cannot find this or you don't have it. All right. I'll let you know, you guys. The Iron Man mask is printing right now. I'm kind of nervous. I got to go check it out. So I'll let you guys know tomorrow. Have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you all next week.